Hello friends and potential friends. Well, the day has finally come. I've been anxiously awaiting this time. Today is July 29th, 2022. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, about 88 degrees. According to the weather guessers, we've got about a week and a half of hot, dry weather ahead of us. So there's really no time like the present. It's time to dig sweet potatoes. First, I have to find them. These are the sweet potatoes that I grew from seed, not from slips. They've been in the ground for about 130 days, a little bit over their prime, but the time has come. As you can see, these things have been trying to take over my whole garden. In fact, if I stand here too long, they're liable to grab me and drag me in. So let me get you off of that tripod and we'll take a walk around and I'll show you just what I'm up against here. As you can see, they've filled in quite a bit. They're growing taller and taller, stretching out, trying to grab hold of anything they can grab hold of. In fact, they keep grabbing my okra over here. As a matter of fact, if you look down there in the center, they're even reaching across from both sides of the bed, trying to grab hold of each other. And somehow, I need to get through that wall of green and get down to where the sweet potatoes should be. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that yet. But it's going to be fun. Let me see if I can find the best place to set you up for a bit of a time lapse while I try to take this wall apart. Whew. I hope that looked easier than it really was. But look, there is a garden bed under there. Well, I guess from here on out is the easy part. Whew. I had to take a little bit of a break. Refill some of the water I've been sweating out already. It's now approaching noon and it's over 90 and my body is telling me about it. But look, you can actually see the garden now. Don't have that big green tower covering up the middle of it. There's my sweet potatoes from slips over there, drooping in the noonday heat. Okra back behind them, also drooping. My bell peppers up here in the close bed, and they're drooping too. And then there's the sweet potatoes from seed, an empty bed back beyond them, and then 3 more 4x8 beds over here. Everything seems to be drooping except the corn in that far bed and the pink-eyed purple hull peas here in this closest bed because they're still in the shade. And then out beyond them we've got the patience garden, a couple of cabbage collards, a few pineapples here and there. but while I'm sitting here in the shade, I figured I'd better kind of try to manage expectations a little bit, because I've already learned quite a bit from this sweet potatoes from seed experiment, and I haven't even started digging yet. I emailed the professor at the Louisiana State University Agricultural Center, North Region or Northeast Region, I believe, to ask a few questions. I explained who I was, what I was up to, and I specifically asked him what he did to increase the germination rate on the sweet potato seeds that he plants every year. And he told me that basically they take the seeds and they soak them for 15 minutes in concentrated sulfuric acid. That's because the seed husks are so thick and so tough that you have to kind of burn them off so that the seeds can germinate. Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to be playing with sulfuric acid in any concentration. So that's pretty much out the window. He also told me that when you start off growing sweet potatoes from seed, you never really know what you're going to get. There can be so much variety in those seeds that you could get anywhere from the sweetest, best tasting Beauregard potatoes, which incidentally were developed at LSU Ag Center. You could get any of the, you've seen the purple ones, the orange ones, the yellow ones, the white ones, the pink ones. Some are good to eat, some are not so good to eat. At the far end of the spectrum, there are even sweet potatoes that are purely ornamental, that don't even grow tubers. And any of those are possible when you're growing from seeds, because the genetic makeup of a sweet potato seed tends to lead to a large variety. And incidentally, I heard that same thing from one of my friends. He left a comment explaining, perhaps in a bit more detail, that genetically sweet potatoes have 6 different genes or traits or characteristics or whatever that all can combine into what you get out of the ground. So you never really know what to expect. And, well, to put it bluntly, it's entirely possible that when I start digging into that bed, I may not find any sweet potatoes. And I'm okay with that, because I've learned a lot from this experiment already. I hope I get something I can eat, but there are no guarantees. So I'm going to rest a little bit longer and drink the rest of that second glass of water, and then I'm going to get up and start digging. Well, I probably shouldn't have gone in for that third glass of water, but I was still at least a pint low. While I was in there, I glanced at my weather monitor, and it's now above 92 degrees. Luckily, we have a lot of dust in the air that blew over from the Sahara Desert, and that's keeping the ultraviolet readings a bit lower than they tend to get this time of day. So really, there's no time like the present. I guess it's time to start digging, see what we got in there. Okay, pulling up the mulch and a lot of the vines. I did not find one even tiny sweet potato so far. So let's keep our expectations low. Well, folks, that's it. There's my harvest. Now, that may be considered disappointing by some, and in some ways I'm a bit disappointed myself because I was hoping to get some tubers out of this deal. But I can't really call the experiment a failure because of all the things that I learned from it. But one of the things I learned from it is I might be better off going and buying a lottery ticket than trying to grow tubers from seed. However, that stuff would make an ideal ground cover. But that's it. This is the end of the experiment. Will I grow them again this way? Probably not. But I'm glad that I did because I learned a lot out of this deal. So, next week I'll probably be digging the sweet potatoes from slip. Hopefully that will be a little bit better yield than I got out of this. But in any case, I'm going to get out of this heat, and I'll see you on the next one.